Hi, kitty cat. I was gonna sit down. Stanley found the chair. Warming up. Is your head too much of an angle? You need flat. There. Is that better? Or no? Is that worse? Yeah. There. Is that better? There we go. Your neck gets at an angle and then you get that sunken old lady neck thing. It weirds me out. I don't like it. Fix it. It's a new day. It's my half birthday. Yesterday, Artie Pants. It's been a year since Artie Pants went to heaven. The first of 4. I can't even keep track of time hardly anymore. Just stuff is getting so weird. The sum of all parts. Bizarre. Oh. Hi, my name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka. I'm a Heyoka empath. I'm trying to grow this part out. I don't know how I got. That should have been left alone. I don't think I did that either. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just got to talk to a nice lady. She's gonna come over to the house and trim Luna's nails. I'm so happy for that. Dude, this whole nail thing, I can't do it by myself. Tucker, he's so good for everybody else, but as soon as I would get close with the nail trimmer and try and do it, he would he would dislocate his own leg to get it, because it makes me nervous and they can pick up on that. So I need help. And this chick helped him, she helped him, and then her priorities changed. She became a mom. And so that trumped my dog nails getting done. And it was always every month it was stress, because it was like, are they going to show? Are they going to answer? Are they, because that's what Taos is. That's what New Mexico is. It's just the land of fucking flakes, man. And then I found this other chick, because after homegirl went on maternity leave, my dog still needed his nails done. And then so I was like, hey, do you want to do it? She's like, yeah, sure. So she came to do it. And then yesterday I messaged her. I said, hey, you want to come do Luna's nails? I'll give you $40. That's $10 a paw to get to do the dog's nails. Just come to the house, please. Okay, I'll come by after work. That was it. Never heard nothing again. No, I can't make it. No, I don't want your money. No, I don't want to deal. No, nothing. That's what the land America is. It's like people act like they're nice. They want your business. Like they want to do things for you, but the reality of it is they fucking don't. So I get on social media last night and I found that there's a new mobile pet service in Taos. Thank God. So called this morning and made an appointment for next week. So Luna's gonna get her nails done. And this chick only charges $15. I said, well, I just want you to know that to me, your services are far more valuable than that. Because she lives out in Three Peaks. It's on the other side of the bridge. I I even allowed it her time in case they close the bridge down, in case one of those little sneakers run off and jump off, because people like to come to the bridge in New Mexico to do that. Just for that, because they have so little reverence for life. It's like a video game. Everything's a video game. So I'm going to pay her $40. That's just how it is. You got to pay people what they're worth, you know? We live in America. I know people are used to that. I know people think that, like, military members and all these other people are, you know, like, oh, God, they live on nothing. No, there's people like, there's really people that literally live on nothing. So you guys are cute thinking, you know, $3-4 grand a month isn't, like, enough to live on. And that's what a lot of these folks get. So don't feel bad for them. Don't feel bad for them. Hey, what's up? Go girl, Luna, you gonna go up the which way you going, honey bear? You're so cute. I'm gonna take mom out for a drive today. I'm almost there. Well, considering I'm 51 years old and I've been called cute my whole entire life, I would say that I am so far surpassed there that I don't even need anybody to tell me what I am. I do appreciate what they're telling me that they think I am, though. Looks matter to me, too. Brains matter more. But looks are important. Good girl, honey. Go ahead. They certainly are. You know, society, America, it has gone... I mean, look, like the president used to own freaking... Like, he used to grope young girls... because of beauty pageants. He was a beauty. I mean, it's all the machismo stuff. Because looks matter, you know. Ooh, you look like someplace I'd put it. You know, that shit's stupid. I don't fucking care. This is an exit-only system. There is no entrance access granted. So, any of that look stuff is really of no consequences. I mean, people could look all day and then they oogle and then they think and then they drink and then they act on what they think. Like, yeah, I'm so cool, they want me. No, they really fucking don't. They really actually wholeheartedly do not, unequivocally do not. Women are becoming there's becoming women that are less heterosexual women. They're picking ladies with ladies because the gig is up. They're figuring out all the men are gay anyway. All their fucking boyfriends, like, that's like a new trend. Maybe it's an old trend and I'm just seeing it. Of all the people that are like, I found dad's account on the gay app. Found husbands that, you know, and then they're doing these these productions. It's like instead of asking their boyfriend to prom, they're busting out with their fucking butt stuff propensities. Like, if you can't tell, you don't need to be picking men no more. That's what I gotta say. That's why I wouldn't even freaking consider getting physical with anyone unless I knew him for like 3 months. It's gotta be 3 months, at least 3 months, because they can't hold up they can't pretend like they're a really fucking wonderful human being for 3 months. Then you figure out who they are, and then you solve yourself a whole lot of grief, and hopefully haven't, you know, and then you're not, how many kids wouldn't have been procreated, wouldn't have been born into shitty situations if their fucking parents could have just kept their legs closed for 3 freaking months in the whole scheme of the universe. But no, you just gotta go chase no sensation, just because it's mostly about manipulation and control and dominance and power. I know that game. I could have gone into that world, but that would make me in balance with my spirit. And I chose, you know, living a life for what happens next, not for all this stuff and gathering all the shit that I can't use. Cars, trucks, property, money, property, prestige, racking up how many people I slept with, conquest, like, yeah, but look at them. You know? Because it might be 20 years ago, but look at them now. So that's what you did. It's the same person. Well, actually, no, because we change on a cellular basis every 7. Because of what people use for to do with their free will, it's getting super ugly. They're learning life lessons. For me, it's a time for relaxed reflection on my life in general. When we try to be mindful around others, that my energy is calm. Listen with interest and respond energetically. If not, some may feel you are not engaged and I don't care. Are they the same people that weren't engaged with me and they didn't care? Are they the same ones that I've been trying to engage with for years and years? Because I see potential in them, that I find them to be remarkable beings in some capacity and I would like to know more. And then they don't want to engage because they're like, oh my God, she's going to tell the whole world I'm a fraud, because I am. Because like attracts like and frauds hate me. 3i, to me, is this right here, your third eye. Third eye, what's an atlas? It's a map. It's a map to your third eye. I fucking love this shit, man, all day, every day. People they're told, you know, they don't have their own perceptions. I have all my own perception because I'm in the no place space all the time. I don't got no earth in my chart to keep me grounded. Third eye. I'm like, as soon as I started, I'm like, because I started a YouTube channel a long time ago based on that. It's called it's called Third Eye Activism. Third Eye. And then I've done other plays on it where you go take 3 little eyes, 3 little eyes, and then you circle the third eye. That third eye too. It's comprehension above the program. And that's what people like me do. I'm an unprogrammer. You know how you have the programmers that say, this is the screen and this is what you need to believe. For years and years, the programmers were merely just Hollywood. Hollywood was the programmers. They knew how to manipulate people's mind to create a reality that they wanted to live in. Whether the people creating the reality wanted to live in that reality or not. And then we have the whole Federal Reserve. Then we have politics. They're like, well, we can manipulate them out here with this ideology, but let's expand it, and then we'll expand that into politics. We'll just tell people how they need to live and what they need to do to be decent people. And that's comprised of, politicians don't have souls. Nothing. They're paid actors. $200K a season. $200,000 a season they make. So how many is that as an episode? Because they don't even work half a year. They don't meet half a year in Congress, and the rest of the half they're supposed to go back to their states. They don't come to Taos. Like, they have their storyline of the role that they're supposed to portray, but they don't do the things in their job description, which is the syllabus of their character. That's all job descriptions are, because as soon as they leave their offices, they don't, there's always this. I just saw an article at some place in New Mexico. They agreed to an ethics inquiry. It's like, bitch, you don't have a choice because you've been unethical. See, when I was a little girl, Grandma used to say, don't be ugly, Margie. Don't be ugly. I see people's behavior. I see how people are pretend. I try and give everyone the benefit of the doubt, because you're not supposed to you're not supposed to do these things, but you're also not supposed to take advantage of people and lie, cheat, steal, commit adultery, put stuff in your butt, and some dude in Texas or Florida, some sheriff that I've seen before, talking about a sheriff report where they showed an x-ray of somebody where they put a whole ass thermos up their freaking arse. So that's like, that tells me that's what, America's priorities are. It's not creating shelter under all conditions in which the earth can throw at the human race to keep people safe. No. It's not about those things at all. That has nothing to do with it. It's about creating false systems like economics and getting people excited about economics when they really shouldn't, because the only way you're going to win is if you are part of some advantage group. And people with these crazy degrees are getting like masters, at whatever, blah blah MIT, you thought, like, they'll take your money to give you a piece of paper that says, yeah, sure, you can do this shit, but that doesn't guarantee you a seat any place that allows you to do what that paper says that you can do. No, you gotta have nepotism to do that. I was in the inn. I got in the inn. I could have still been working at what they consider themselves to be a renowned educational, and that's Creighton University. It was the 19th Jesuit University, and it's in Omaha, Nebraska, and I worked in the IT department there. But its culture is so ugly because the people are ugly that make up the culture. And then you look at it, it's like not just Creighton. Like if I could put any letterhead on the signs that were on campus. I mean, I remember when they had Drake come, because they're part of the program. They're part of the program. Get people to believe if you do these things, that your outcome will be for your greatest good. And all. No. And now I look back at Omaha and what it's become, and it's gross. Like all those headquarter companies that were there when I was there, like ConAgra, Chicago, TD Ameritrade, Chicago, like all these freaking, because companies are headquartered based on where the people that own them want to live, and it became, less of a good life, because there's, I mean, how many times can you go to the College World Series? Like, how many times can people do the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over, and then they think the fucking place that they live is getting better? No, it's the same as it was in the 70s, and that's actually really quite shitty. But hey, you get your season pass. It's the season pass. You gotta get the season pass. I always worked at these organizations, and I could get a season pass at the zoo. And then I walk around the zoo and I see how the animals were outside the cages looking at the beautiful creatures locked up inside. And I started, I love the land every place I go. It's the people that ruin everything. And I'm got so much Saturn in Gemini. My astrology lately has basically been telling me to pull my head out of my ass, and that people don't care about me. Pretty much. Let's see. That was a weird one. Sometimes I like I track a lot of different astrology. And I take heed to things that they say. Sometimes I'll be like, we'll see how it goes. With Mars and Gemini, you've mastered the art of social flexibility. It's why people are drawn to your wit and find you so engaging. But Venus is revealing how this adaptability can lead you to mold yourself into others' desires and expectations. Seeking belonging through sameness will always leave you feeling incomplete. Yep. Well, and I do go by that thing that like attracts like, but then at the same time, My likeness could be somebody born today because it's my opposite birthday. It's my half birthday, so it's my opposite day. So somebody born in today, I could learn so much from, and they're really not so much like me. That's how I use astrology. And I'm listening to so many people. I listen to their perspectives to surmise my perspective. It would behoove them to use my perspective to add to their perspective, because they don't got the spirit part of them. They got the ego part, because Lord knows they freaking spend how much, 500, all this money on readings and shit. You know. People, single parents are priced out of freaking homes for their kids, but whatever. You know. I guess you gotta pay those $400 Gucci frames somehow. Or your kid's college education. My brother taught me about overhead when I was little. And so now I'm like, okay, so my price, the price that I pay for this, is paying for that $100,000 truck in the parking lot. So you're not a practical person in my mind, because a practical person would spend $300,000 on a new piece of shit vehicle, because everybody knows it has half a brain, that new vehicles are only a status symbol and they have nothing to do with reliability or anything like that. And so there's people that I see, according to my map legend in my mind, that if you're going to piss away that much money on stupid shit, that you're probably not going to care about my stuff that means more to me. So let's not do business together, and that's how I conduct my life. When people have just too much ego, they don't want my spirit. My spirit don't want their ego. Because I got plenty enough of my own ego. I'm not void of ego. I just try to subdue my ego. I just try to keep my ego, because to me, ego is easing God out. Ego to me is just do whatever the fuck you want, Marge. You're a grown-ass woman. And every time I hear anybody say, I'm a grown-ass man, I'm a grown-ass woman, or don't you know who I am, or blah, blah, there are these signs that people say, and they tell me exactly who they are, and they're always nobody I fucking want to know, and then my earth gets smaller. And yet they perpetuate, so many people get direct deposit by perpetuating ideologies like, oh, there's 8 billion people on the planet. Where? Who counted them all? And when you're done counting, how many people died and how many people were born? So, I mean, how you plus and minusing while you're counting at the same time? And less people are procreating, because in cities people are in gathering, but in small towns, less and less people are going there, and towns are drying up. So which is it? And then we just went through 5 years, and more people are dying, just dropping dead every day because of these freaking shots. And then they feel so bad about shit, how they acted when they were, something that they did 20, 30 years ago. They're constantly trying to compensate those negative feelings with making themselves feel better by eating and ingesting freaking shit that only makes their bodies worse and deteriorate. But hey, keep perpetuating that storyline that, big white dude in a red suit, if you're good, he'll come give you presents. Well, less and less people have houses to get these presents in. So does that mean hopefully less and less people stop doing these stupid fucking holidays? Because how many times did I have to feel bad to pretend like I was so happy that I didn't get jack shit, but everybody around me got this shit that they're gonna play with for 5 fucking minutes and throw it away because they don't got no fucking gratitude in their heart. Anyway, Stan Lee's in Grandma's chair. I didn't get to sit down and do my talk today because Stan Lee's in the chair. So all this fucking. So welcome to the deprogram, the Marge tricks. I'm breaking the Marge tricks. So it's just bullshit. Everything they tell anything I tell you, like I'll probably change my mind next week anyway. Except that Taos is owned by Flakes. Like it's just that's an integrity thing. That's everywhere. That's not just Taos. It's Redding, California. Dude, I had friended this guy over Ozzy Osbourne that I went to high school with because it was like. I stayed true, like, dude, like, you were my whole, even though you fucking screwed me over in weed and, but I, gave him a ride to the fucking last reunion I gave a shit about. I was like, he don't even remember it, but like I was always cool with him, and he wasn't as cool with me, and then he didn't accept me like I accepted him, and finally I can only take that so much, and he had I made a post like I said I needed help and like asked on my social media, and, like, dude, I'm begging, can somebody like look in your local newspaper and see if there's places to rent. I don't care, like I reached out to people and they're like, nah, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, you don't want to tell me what I want to do and what I don't want to do. So he was always the Aussie fan because, they live in the past. Because he ain't never been to no concert in the last 30 years, so I don't know, hanging on to a dream, I guess. Let's keep appeal to emotion for letting them live in the loop. So I was like, I said that dude never did for me. Like he killed all these cats and he did all these terrible things, and and that don't make a good person to me and stuff like that. And then dude put rest in peace, Ozzy, on my post. And I was like, that's it, I'm done with the fucking people that love the stupid little wicked games that they think it's cute. Unfriended him. And that was it. And then I'll check it and then I'll say like, but he had a kid with a chick that I used to know when I was growing up too. And she died. So she's a reminder of what happens when you live from ego. She died from drugs and that whole lifestyle. Her body just couldn't take it from all that. I just want to do what I want to do. And that's what this guy did, right? And so I tracked this kid to see how her family line has progressed. And his dad came up. And homeboy, I guess, had such a crazy medical event that they had to medevac him down to UC Davis. See, they can't even get good quality doctors in Redding anymore because you got to go from Redding to UC because you're only going to get doctors. The doctors are only as good as the people that want to live in the places where the hospitals are. New Mexico is having the same problem right now because they're greedy. The stupid cousins are greedy. So they want to cash in on other people's blood, sweat, and tears. So that's why they jacked up their mouth Insurance is such a racket anyway. America is such a fucking racket because too many people want to get 6 figures to collect paychecks for doing nothing that's significant while telling us, people like me who have always been in a support position where I busted my ass to fucking do work so people don't have to worry about things. And that's a great imbalance, and that's shifting now because New Mexico is a very shitty place, and doctors are leaving. They're going to Colorado. They're going to any place else where they're not going to be fucking under attack for taking care of people. Just because it's just too much greed. They care more about the hot air balloon fucking festival here than the fact that 29% of the 2 million people that live in New Mexico can't read. That is a very high illiteracy rate. Very high. I can read, and I was just a retarded kid. I can read. They couldn't understand what I said because I had a speech impediment when I was a little girl, so I had to be diligent and go get pulled out of class and go to the speech class and learn how to speak because I hate fucking repeating myself. And people like to put you through it. It's just a control tactic. It's just more shit that people that like to control you to make you go with the program. How many times did I get fucking pulled out of line and reprimanded just because I could do what they wanted me to do better than they could? And then I would just show everyone else, look, it's just a game. They're just playing a game. MEPS, the military, all it is what are you going to do to get that prize? But I don't care about money, property, prestige. I care about my mom. I care about my little old dog. My cat. But the program doesn't care about my dog. The program doesn't care. Program doesn't care about the fact of how much, how much stress and strain I put my body through trying to keep things normal for mom, because she never had a normal life and there's no agency that collected direct deposit that she ever walked to when she needed help and got it. So as far as I'm concerned, agencies, fire departments, police, city halls, they're all full of people on welfare. All of them. Every single one of them. Only thing is they don't have to pay for health care. It comes out of the taxes of single parents. Isn't that weird? That's not weird? That's not weird to nobody else, huh? That's just totally fucking copacetic. It's America. And then they have stupid parades about it, and people fucking sit out on the streets 3 o'clock in the morning just to sit in the median so you get a good spot. So when that parade starts at 10 a.m., you got the best property. You got the most prime real estate. Yeah, all these people have all the best prime real estate, but there ain't nobody to do the work to put anything on the fucking real estate. I see how excited everybody is for that Spencer guy out there shedding the light on all the corruption and the land of aliens. Welcome to the wake up, Spence. Glad you're here, dude. You know? Thank goodness you had other houses to escape to. Fuck the fuck. That's okay. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to get people to see whatever part of the program you think that you see. We are all just pieces of the puzzle. I just happen to have more pieces than most people I've ever met because I've come so far from the bottom. Bottoms. I wonder how many people like these spiritual giants. I wonder how many of them went without eating food as a kid for 3-4 days. Popcorn for dinner. There's that Davis kid. He does reviews on school lunches. That's like, those are the kids I hung out with when I was a kid. Everybody loves him, but it's like we're the nobodies. You know? That kid's cool. And the school lunch ladies have saved my life so many times. Because I'd gone hungry. We didn't have no food at home. And they were nice to me, too. They were super nice. The ones at my high school, CV, Central Valley High School, the Falcons, they, it was Central Valley, but now it's the city of Shasta Lake. But those ladies, I got a picture of them when I graduated. They're in my photo albums over there. Because I would go in, and they're always really stern and stuff like that. But I'd always have them, because I'm like that, but I got a way to get to people's hearts. And on Fridays, they would have, like, Stouffer's pizza kind of thing. But I would go in there sometimes on Wednesdays or even Mondays, and they'd be like, Marge, check the oven, and have one for me those days, you know. So it's like, as hard as life was for me, because I didn't have money, it was my personality that still let me enjoy the good parts of life, and that's what always has led in my heart, that I think everybody should just afford the benefits of good parts in life. So I'm getting the Suburban put together, I'm getting it all road ready. I want to get shelves and stuff like that. And then I think I'm even going to put my big generator in it because I'm going to get a Jackery, a power bank for inside. So I don't need the big, so I can put that in the back of the Suburban. And then I'm going to set up a mobile kitchen. And then I'm going to have pop-up places wherever people are, and I'm going to like make them restaurant style food to feed their spirit. Because I have enough. I have plenty for me and Mom. I have more. So it's my role to help other people that don't, without taking away from the lessons that they need to learn in life. So I got a picture from a cat this morning. This is cool. I was excited about this. I got this video. I got this video of a cat eating this morning. That's Peaches. Peaches, that's the first solid food that Peaches has eaten in 6 weeks. Because I paid for Peaches' dental. And I did it as like, because I was so sad about my passing of my dogs, that instead of being mad about being sad, which is my natural propensity, I opted to help somebody else save their critter. And so I paid for the cat's dental. After the vet said the cat, that's all the cat needed, the cat's going to be okay for, got more years left in it. It's an old farm cat. 17, it's not, I had cats that lived to be freaking 20, 21, now they're living longer because you give things a reason to stay, they'll want to stay on Earth. Make it harder for people to be comfortable on Earth because competition isn't even competition, it's just the deck stacked. Then people don't want to go, and I struggle with this every day. Because once you start wanting to go more than you want to stay, the universe has a really wild way of making it happen. So I'm always trying to I'm trying to do things to give people just little glimmers of hope, because those are the people that sustained me in my life. Like when I was down and out, it was the nobody that I'll never see again that came from nowhere. That was just like, you know what? Here's $100. Spend it on whatever you want, whatever makes you feel better, because it's yours now, and I'm not here to designate on what you need to do in order to make your experience on this stupid alien ant farm a little bit more comfortable, It's all these strings attached to everything. I could have them. I just see, you build all these walls up to keep all the dangerous things out, and then you're just keeping all the good stuff out too, so. But I'm a terrible judge of character, because I just see I'm the little, oh, you're good, and then it freaking bites me in the ass, because my shadow side, I'm so in tune with it, my shadow side is so out loud, like I talk about freaking my shadow ass character defects. It's the same thing. I talk about them all the time because I want to hear myself be aware of them, because I don't want myself to ever believe that I am so good that because I'm my father's daughter. Like I don't give my way. I'll just do like him, just cause pain. They'll buckle because people are wimps, I got to override all that programming, all that thinking. No, you don't get to hurt people. No, you don't hurt people. You keep your hands to yourself. And look at America right now. How many people, they don't know that lesson, and now they're having to learn that lesson because they're going out thinking they're big and bad, and people want to go to blows, and you hit somebody and they drop to the ground, and it's just like, better hope they get up. Because life is fragile, and so is the human body that encompasses the spirit. This is just our soul sack. You know, the soul comes and goes a lot more often than people realize. I hear people talking about disassociation. Or no, they talk about shock. I was in shock. I'm like, dude, that's disassociation. When people, like, are on automatic pilot, yeah, soul sack. That's just disassociation. Like, because we're supposed to make things pleasant for people here, and unpleasant things happen, yeah, because accidents happen, but things on this incarnation, on this earthly plane, aren't as what they seem. And I know there's a lot of things that look human, but they don't act in inhumanely ways, so they're going around doing weird shit. That dude on TikTok with that song, that they just laid to rest that young girl, that he did whatever he wanted to her. And then, see, that's what these crazy wackadoos, soulless bastards do, is they'll do it, and then they'll tell you that they'll do it right in your face. And that's what he did with his social media and his videos. You know? And that's what I think of every time I see movies. Like horror movies and stuff like that. Because I grew up, I saw snuff films from the time I was 12, 13 years old. I've seen those. You know, parents go hang out with other parents. They start drinking. Oh, you want to see something? I was in a movie. You want to see something really scary? Ever heard that before? Don't say yes. I stopped saying yes because I don't like to be scared. Because there's things that happen because they like that disassociation. Because there's terrible things that beings do to other beings. And then your soul, because our bodies aren't supposed to endure this fucking, like, it's a disconnect. Like, our brains can't compute that this is happening right now. So our souls go bloop right on up out of our soul sack, hangs out up there for a second during the event, anchors back down, but then now you have that energetic imprint of what it feels like to be touched by a person that would do something like that. And then what messes you up is you go out in the world and your body's like, they would, they suck, you know, oh, I know that smell of cologne. Oh, I recognize, because they all do the same stuff because they think they're special, but they're not. I used to think I was like everybody else. Every group, I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can act like how they want everybody else to act, and then they'll think that I can act like that. Tell me how to act. And then they would see that I was so eager to please. They'd be like, what else are you going to do to make us happy? See, there's this whole spectrum that people don't identify, they don't tap into, they don't think about, and it's what runs the earth. And people are waking up to this because they're becoming deprogrammed. All the while, look how many people are still sitting in those sports stadiums and how many people are tuning into that stupid bullshit. You know, whatever gets you to fucking, you know, whatever keeps you from doing anything useful. Sports, Hollywood. Whatever keeps you from doing that. Helping anybody in any kind of way. See, when I think about going out and making pop-up kitchens for freaking people out living on the street and stuff like that, travelers, stuff like that, making some chili cheese, because I already got my little Blackstone. I'll put that in there with my gas, so, you know, I'll be frying up some freaking all kinds of good shit. And I'm not even going to ask for nothing, no dime, nothing. That's what that JC frequency is all about, is what I heard. And I ain't never even read the Bible all the way through. I got ordained. I could marry you if you want to get married to somebody, even though it's a crock. I look at it as more as commitment ceremonies, like a best friend union, you know? Like, I look at it with like flower crowns and stuff like that. I could make your birthday cake. I could be your photographer. I could do all the things. I tried to do that to earn income when I figured out I was a stay-at-home daughter and it didn't work out. It just wasn't the right time. You know, all this stuff I tried to do, but cooperation is nature's way, and as much as I'm willing I am to cooperate with all these other people, they just aren't willing to cooperate with me, so then no, give you bug. Then I dip out. Ooh, the earth is quaking. 5.4. 5.4, Southwest Africa. Where else? Tropical depression. Cyclones. There is a tropical storm, Jerry! That's my AO brother's name. That's so funny. Fuego, Guatemala, volcano. Wildfire, wildfire, wildfire. Coastal flood, landslide, landslide, landslide. The earth is always changing. It's changing every hour, because all this stuff has just happened in the hour. Every hour of every day it's evolving and changing, and people are just hanging on to doing those things that I did so long ago that made me feel that one kind of way. Let's just create that reality over and over and over, and that shit ain't flying no more. Welcome to the Deprogram. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.